I'm doing well.
I'm gonna wait for her, but there's Ben sleeping again. I think Ben's the most comfortable one on this call half the time.
I'm in bed.
I don't know. You got somebody bringing you grapes or something? You look like this should be an episode of.
I love
Live from Rome, it's Ben Harrop eating grapes.
I love it. I see Annie and Patrick. So, for those of you that have been, who's been here all week? Who's been like so committed? They've been here every day.
I've been
Excellent.
here.
I love it. While we're waiting for everybody to get in here, what have our takeaways been? What have we learned? What have we enjoyed? You can even tell me what you didn't like. By the way, I know you all talk bad about me after I checked out on Tuesday, and it's okay. I'm all right with
Yeah.
that. I know
No,
I
we
was hoping
didn't.
Pam wouldn't say I was actually there. So
We said lots of good things.
I heard like one person, but that's okay. So I left after that one person. I only needed the one compliment, and I was good. So who's got something exciting? What's something else you learned in the past couple of days from our other amazing people? Lead gen can be fun and free. Patrick, tell me more.
Second
What do you
that.
got? After 4 years on Zoom, you figure it out. Tell me more
We
about
got a
that,
couple.
Patrick.
Oh, go ahead.
It's all right.
Yesterday, Kyle, I think his name was talking about, just, calling up people you know and, asking them how they're doing and things like that. And, he said something you should say, ask them who you should talk to about real estate.
There you
And,
go. Thank you, sir. And here's the thing. One thing I love about everybody know who Jason Abrams is. At least heard
Yeah.
his name. You might not know what he looks like or anything like that. Sorry, he's not the most attractive fella. He just had a TV show back in the day. That's all. On HGTV. It's the reason everyone else got into business. Jason says your lead generation should be fun. You should be doing an activity that you enjoy to do in order to do your lead generation. Because if you're not having fun doing it, are you going to do it? You know, I mean, Ben wouldn't be here now if he didn't have somebody feeding him grapes while he lays in bed. I mean, I don't blame him either, though, right? So, who else? Who's got something else on here besides lead gen is fun? And Kevin just forgot all about Monday. So, you missed a great launch on Monday, Kevin. Let me just tell you what.
Kyle put the pressure on, which was a bit. This is Charlie. Trying to figure out how to raise my hand in this new MS Teams chat here. But with him putting the pressure on, it made it a lot. And I agree with my teammates that it turned out to be very exciting because you had someone sitting on your shoulder saying, "Do it," and I want to see a response. So it was just exciting to take that chance and provide reports back to him that, hey, I got 5 responses from doing lead generation. So it was fun.
Awesome. Awesome. Tammy, you like how Kyle said not to let your emotions or the stories you tell yourself stop you. Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
he was really inspiring, like just getting out of your own head, like it's not that big of a deal. And if you make it fun, it's going to be enjoyable and you're not bothering people. I really liked him a lot.
All right. I appreciate it. All right. You guys ready to jump in tonight? Don't everybody get excited at once. Come on now. Where's all my cameras? Like
Uh-oh.
we had so many people with their cameras on before. Now we got like 3 people. Don't hide from me. Come on. Those that were here Monday, you know better. We got to have some fun with this. You got to be able to see the facial expressions. Because I
Right.
know I'm going to say something and you are going to be like, nope, I can't do that, or I'm not going to do that. So, all right, I got you. Somebody's at work. That's fine. Hold on, what did I say? Yesterday's class, where you can view it. All the videos are going to be made available later. Um, Alana is handling those. She's getting them downloaded and getting them into a YouTube channel for sharing. They're not going to be a public post on YouTube, just so you know. You actually have the link to it, and then she's getting those out to the market centers and things like that. So, great question. After you feed the dogs. Okay, Jerry Lynn, fine, feed the dogs. I can't judge that one because mine are already fed. All right, guys. So for those that don't know who I am, my name's Matt Burden. I am the Market Center Tech Trainer in 2 market centers here in okay, that's a new one for me. I'm sorry, that chat just really got me in the sense of my hand and mouth are full. You know what? When you're done grabbing that grub, turn that camera on, or bring enough to share with everybody. No, I'm kidding. My name is Matt Burden. I am Market Center Tech Trainer, as I was saying, for 2 market centers here in the Maryland, D.C. region, as well as a KW approved trainer. And with me tonight, we have an amazing team leader out of Michigan. Miss Mary Beth, would you like to introduce yourself as well, please?
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. I am Mary Beth Keljan, and I am a team leader, KWU approved trainer. The trainer came first, the team leader role came second. Never thought I'd want to do that, but I am privileged in this role for 10 years as a team leader. I am Jeff Glover's broker and team leader. So we run a pretty feisty operation over here in these suburbs of Detroit. We've got, I'm sitting in our downtown Plymouth location, close to the big house out there, Go Blue. And then we've got another office in Brighton, and we've got a business center in downtown Birmingham, Michigan. So we are, I mean, I'm so excited because this is my topic. I originally was the regional trainer for Michigan and Northern Ohio that came in way back in the day with an online platform, and everybody looked at me like I had 2 heads. And I think to this day remain the only, because it's not really back then. What you do, Matt, was, you know what I mean? They didn't. So I was the regional trainer for the whole Michigan and Northern Ohio, and Camp 443 was around back then. And I was doing what you guys are doing in the days of WebEx and slow internet and all of that. So I love this topic, anything tech and tools and KW. So excited to be here, guys.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
Mary
you.
Beth. I appreciate it. And I was just sharing with Mary Beth, I was just with her partner. Jeff was here in the Baltimore area doing his Adapt and Thrive tour on the East Coast over here, or his national tour, whatever he's calling this thing. What is he called? North American tour. Sorry, North American tour. I gotta make sure I say it correctly. Don't snitch on me, Mary Beth. But you got another Go Blue in the chat, by the way. So learned a lot from Jeff myself today. Going back to kind of what we talked about on Monday with 6 personal perspectives and always being learning based. You guys are doing that by being here. We ourselves as leaders are doing that as well on a regular basis. So like I said, I was just with Jeff today talking NAR stuff and just general tactics for sellers and buyers, and it was really good stuff. So we're looking pretty good on all of that. All right, time to break out the screen share. And just so you guys know, we are looking at probably a much better and smoother motion on things tonight. I actually went and got a new computer. It just arrived today. So if you guys could see my Starfleet command set up in here right now, you'd be wondering how I can manage with 1, 2, 3, 4 different screens. So here we
It's
are,
a bit
though.
blurry.
Is it blurry again? Man, I tell you, that's got to be Zoom. That's got to be Zoom. Let me see if this makes a difference. Let's try that, see if that makes a difference. Does that make a difference? Yes? All right. So, you know what? So maybe,
Yes.
maybe I'm not that cool after all. Maybe it's just, you know, I'm just that bad of a tech person. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. We're talking everything there is. Well, not everything. We're going to talk a lot about command today. You guys know that. It's what it's all about. It's about the technology. Who's been accessing command? Who feels comfortable with the technology, even if it's just like I'm comfortable enough to sign into it, and that's as far as my comfort level goes. Couple of you, who feels like they're
Yep.
like, you know what? I think I got this, and I feel really good about it. Who wants to help me co-teach this? Anyone? Nobody? Does anybody want to teach it for me? So, okay. All right. Still learning's in the chat. All right. Well, we're going to keep on learning because that's what this whole experience is about. So, what we've got, accessing command. I'm going to give you guys some resources. I promise you I'll put the links in the chat. I have them ready to go already for you. And I'm going to give you some tools that you can use to make sure that you are learning on a regular basis. And I want you guys to do an activity or two with me inside of command to get your goals set and start staying on target for what you need to do. In fact, while I'm thinking about this, let me bring up an email real quick because I want to be able to share this. It's the only thing I didn't have ready for you today. There it is. Okay. Accessing command, agent.kw.com gets us into command. You're going to use your KW credentials. Those credentials get you into everything command. That's what you're going to use to get into command mobile. That's what you're going to use to get into command core, which is the desktop version. That's what you're going to use to get into command connect or KW connect. mykw.kw.com, which, by the way, a lot of that's going to go away as KW transitions everything into this one platform, and we're getting closer to transitioning more into command, particularly when it comes to the Connect platform, because this is where your trainings are going to be at. And I'm going to touch on that for you today. There'll be other tech people that are going to touch on that a little bit more in other classes. Overview. I'll give you an overview of the dashboard I like to give everybody. When you first get in, this is going to be your dashboard. Each one of these widgets in here that you have access to, your leads never contacted, recent activity, birthdays and anniversaries. These are all tools you're going to get like an immediate glimpse at to know where you're standing with your leads and things like that. Obviously, birthdays are only going to be important if you're actually putting that data into the contact. Same thing with anniversaries. The anniversaries that are in command are designed to be for your home anniversaries. So as you do a transaction, you record their closing date. And then every year, that's your opportunity to reach out and touch them and say, happy 1 year, happy 3 year, happy 5 year. And when you get around 7, you're going to start asking what?
Are you thinking about moving?
There you go. Right? Because what's our life expectancy in a home right now? What's our average transaction time for our clients?
7 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's gotten longer.
7 to 9, 8 years.
There you go. Yep. And depending on what interest rates do, it might be longer than that. So in each person's going to be a little bit different, but recording that data is going to be important. You can change these widgets around on here by hitting the customize tab here to move around what you want to move around and see what you don't want to see. What I want to focus more on today inside of command, like I said, we got plenty of other tech people doing a lot of other things for you, is we really want to focus on your goals. Is our number one priority today. One of our number one priorities, I should say. So what we have here is a failure to, I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. I apologize.
Cool hand
Anybody
Luke.
got that joke?
Cool hand Luke.
There you go. Thank you, sir. At least somebody got it out there. Hey, Colin.
Oh yeah.
We're focusing on your goals here. Your goals are going to live right here on your dashboard so you can see them, because we want to know exactly where we are and where we're going to and what we need to do to get to where we want to go, right? So we have a couple of different ways we can access our goals. For those of you that have the abilities, so if you can have a second screen, or if you can flip back and forth with me, if somebody wants to switch over to a phone for the Zoom part so you can have your laptop or desktop available to follow along, great. If not, don't worry, I'm going to give you some resources that you'll be able to go back and do this again. All right. And of course, this video will be made available to you guys later on. So in order to get in my goals, I can see them right here. I can click on this widget here. and it's going to take me into my goals. It's actually going to take me into reports where I can access my goals. Unless Command doesn't want to play tonight, that would be super awkward, wouldn't it? That would be really, really awkward. But don't worry, I have another way to do it if it's going to act up for me. Because you always have to have a backup plan.
I got an error too.
Did you? All right. Let's just keep pushing through and see what happens. Get into reports. We click on goals. All right, here we are. Let's see how this works out. So when I get into goals, I'm going to be able to see a few things here. And the important things I'm looking for is the number of leads that I've captured, the number of contacts that I have created from those leads. Mary Beth, what's the difference between a contact and a lead?
It's an awesome question. So the way we define that is that a lead, you haven't begun a two-way conversation. So a contact is somebody that you've actually connected with, and a lead is like you run an ad and the lead clicks on more info, comes in through, I mean, it could come in through various places, could find you, ask you a question, things like that, come in through your mobile app. But you've not yet had that two-way conversation is the way we define it.
There it is. We got to have permission to talk to them for them to be a contact for us. And then we got to track also and know how many appointments do we need to set compared to how many appointments we keep. So again, there is a difference between setting an appointments. What do you guys think the difference is, and why do you think there's a difference between tracking what's set and what's kept?
Does it speak to your reliability that you're setting appointments and you're keeping these appointments?
There's a little bit to that. That's kind of where we're going with this. It's not necessarily your reliability. It's just how many are you setting compared to how many you're actually holding? Maybe it was something you did. Maybe it was something in your conversation. They just agreed to it and they weren't serious about it. Other times, well, buyers and sellers are, let's be honest, a little flaky and things come up and they don't hold appointments. They don't show up when they're supposed to show up. Right. So there's that factor that goes into it. The other would be there's just a general fallout. So whether you are, and it's again, looking at my leads, if you guys look down here, by the way, none of my goals in my database are ever correct because I change it constantly when I teach. So don't judge any of the numbers or here like I'm that bad of a guy. I mean, I am, but I'm not that bad. My leads here are 319, but out of those 319, I only need 223 of them to actually turn into contacts. And that's because of just general fallout, 20% conversion, 30% conversion, 50% conversion. There's just known conversion rates that we use. And there's conversion rates that you need to start tracking on your own. Same thing applies with an appointment. How many of you have you ever set an appointment? And I'm not talking real estate here. How many of you have actually set an appointment, say at the doctor, the dentist, nail salon, the barbershop, wherever, and you haven't shown up? And he's like, I've never done that. I show up at everything. I saw her shake her head. I'm showing up. I'm not doing that. She's an exception to the rule, folks. Right? How many of you actually not showing up to something? For whatever reason. It doesn't matter what it is. Right? I think we've all done it at least once. Right? Work got in the way. I forgot. You know, it was whatever the case may be. So, Carrie Lynn, without calling, yes, without calling. I want you guys, that's a great comment / question. I want you to understand that you are going to set appointments that you are going to show up to do, and there will be nobody there. They're not going to call you. They're not going to tell you. You're going to show up and be like, did the aliens come get them? Where'd they go? Why aren't they here? Right? Even after you confirm, I had a listing and I had an agent call and set an appointment. He called, and it was a Zillow lead. I must clarify that it was a Zillow lead. He verified that morning that they were going to come to the showing. He called me about an hour before his appointment and goes, "Sorry, dude, we're not coming. I verified this morning, and now all of a sudden he's not going to."
Can't hear you anymore.
I know I'm getting it. Mary Beth muted whoever had an open mic, and it muted me too, but that's cool. I just couldn't get to my button fast enough. You're going to have those opportunities that are going to arise when people are not going to let you know. And then you have people that are going to let you know. So kind of get used to that aspect. So there's always going to be a fallout for your appointments. Same thing with your agreements. You're going to be able to set appointments, right? And from those appointments, you're going to get some that are going to sign agreements and some that are not going to sign agreements. Same thing with your under contract. I'm going to put something under contract. Sometimes they're going to fall apart. The buyer's going to walk away. Seller's going to change their mind. Funding doesn't go through. There's several reasons why it can happen. So if you look at these numbers here, I need, in this scenario that's on my goal sheet, 319 people I need to talk to. I need to get leads from just to close 50 units. It's a significant change in there, right? I mean, you would think that if I met 319 people, I can close 319 units, right? Wouldn't that be the way you'd want to do it? All right, let's get into setting these goals. One thing I'm going to point out to you guys, note right here. Let me add this one little thing. Note right here, it says this year. Okay. It also says this month. So you can break this when you're looking down at your goals from this year to this month so that you understand where you currently are. So I want to go in and I want to set my goals. First and foremost, I want to make sure I'm looking at the right goals. Right now, as it sits right now, the only goals you're going to see are 2024. When we get closer to the end of the year and we get into our business planning time and we're starting to plan for next year, this is going to get unlocked and you're going to be able to go between 24 and 25 goals. So when you go in to set your goals, like I'm getting ready to do right now, there we go. As long as the tech's going to work and it looks like we're okay now. All right, I'm going to go in and hit set my goals. This gives me a little overview of exactly what should I expect to get my goals in order. And I'm going to say get started. How many of you ever set goals before? How many of you actually sat down with a coach, with your team leaders, with anybody at that fat? Ben, anybody else? A couple of you. I would get in with your team leader, with your coach, with your mentor, whomever you are working with, accountability partner. You guys here get together, matter of fact, and pick an accountability partner in this group, somebody that you are close to. Matter of fact, I would recommend using somebody who's not close to you, like not in your market center, somebody in a different state, because there's no emotions tied to that accountability partner, because it's not like they see you every day, you're grabbing coffee, and you become best buds. Well, hopefully you all become best buddies, but the point is that I'm going to be in a different state. I'm just taking this phone call to hold us accountable. There's less chance of me getting emotional about it. So when you go, well, the kids had soccer, or I just didn't feel good, I want somebody that's going to come to me and go, yeah, that doesn't cut it. That's not a reason to not meet your goals that you set for yourself. Does that make sense? Also, somebody that doesn't know you. Because the best way to set your goals is to ask a lot of questions. Like, who here has not set goals that wants to set goals in line with me right now? Jerry Lynn, I just saw your hand. Tammy put her hand up. Let's go with Jerry Lynn. Unmute yourself for me. I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's go. It's going to get hard. It's going to get challenging. All right. So I'm going to do your goals in my system. All right. You can do them in yours too. I want everybody to think about this. So we're right now, like I said, first thing we want to make sure is that we're working within the right year, right? The only one we have right now is 24, so we're good. When you go to set goals for 25, you're going to have current year and the next year to look at. So make sure you're in the right spot when you're setting these periods. So, Jalen, how much money do you want to make in 2024 in your real estate business?
Oh, 2024?
You got what,
Okay.
7 months or something left? However many that is.
Yeah. Okay, let's say 65,000.
Okay. Why 65,000? Tell me more.
I don't know. Just because if I wanted to say next year I want to make $140,000, it's a good place to start. And I have another job, so.
Okay. What's important to you about the $140,000?
I can make this a full-time job and I can pay off my kids' student loans.
Okay. So let's break this down because remember, we want to, when we're setting goals, Mary Beth, what are those things called? SMART goals? Isn't that what they're called? SMART goals?
That is what they are called.
What's a SMART goal for us?
So I'm not going to be able to go through the SMART exactly, but they've got to be attainable. They've got to be concise. It can't be some loose, everything's got to be tight, right? You've got to set the goals. What you've got in front of you are the things. There's a reason why we're tracking this, right? And we're looking at this business markup. We're not tracking everything. We're tracking these leading indicators that are going to matter and are going to drive our profit at the end of the year. And, like even with the business markup, we're tracking listings, buyers, leases. That's it. And then we're tracking the average commission per unit. If you don't know what that is, you can obviously get that number from your market center. Sometimes the market center number isn't really what is going to work for your business. Your number might be higher or lower depending on what you're doing. And, and expenses. I think a lot of agents struggle with the expenses because they're not sure what to put in there. So we kind of go through a thing in our market center, and it depends. You guys, I'm sure, Matt, your expenses in Maryland are likely, I would think, more expensive than here in Michigan from maybe a board dues and the MLS.
Our board dues are ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. You wouldn't be too far off from that, to be honest with you. Yet knowing your expenses in your area are going to help you be able to determine here. Now, real quick, and I appreciate, we see Lydia, and at least two of you got it in there, it looks like, and a couple others. All right, Don, I see you got part of it in there. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Specific meaning clearly state what the goal is, right? Mm-hmm. Not just stating it, also having a full understanding of what it means. So you gave me some understanding of your 140, yet the next part of this is, well, a little bit later actually, is the attainable part. Is that measurable? Or is that goal of 140 measurable? We're going to get into the measurable, so I don't need an answer to it now because the system's going to help us put the measurable in there, right? The measurable you're looking for is just, okay, this year this is my goal to make that type of money. The attainable part is what I want you all to focus on. Because now, mainly because you guys are dual career, right? What kind of hours do you have to commit to your real estate business? So for you, Jerry Lynn, with $143,000, even if this was October, and we're planning for next year, we're planning for 2024 now, or it's October and we're planning for 2025, in your current life, is $140,000 actually obtainable while you're working a second job?
Is that, oh, you want yes.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Just it's what I want people to think about, right?
Yes.
So, and then what's the next part of that? It is how are we defining relevant? Is set goals relevant to your career and your education is the definition of that, right? And then of course time-based. The time-based is set a deadline for all your goals. So what we need to do once we get these one big goal set, is you guys are gonna have to dig in deeper and set smaller goals that are gonna get you. So let's say we're planning out your 2024. All right. If you took $140,000 and divided by 12, how much would that be per month?
$11,666 or $67.
Well, okay, then that was very quick and specific. Are you a math whiz or is there a calculator in front of you?
I have a calculator. Yeah.
Okay, I was impressed how fast you got that. Normally people don't have a calculator open. All right, now how many months are left in this year?
June, technically 6 months.
6. All right, so
If
take
you
your
don't, we're
11,600.
coming into a holiday weekend, 6 months.
All right, so take your $11,000 and multiply it by 6, and what's that give you?
$69,996.
More ridiculous is this post.
So if we're basing your 140 based on where you are right now, you've got half the year to earn half that income. Would that be fair for us to plan the rest
I
of your
think
year?
I said 65,000. Yeah.
Okay. So let's lower you back down to 65. So you did good on that. So we need 60. Oh, not 650. We need $65,000. Now you can do 650 if you want to. I'm good with that. Now
Hey, Matt,
expenses.
can I ask you guys? It's 7 months because you've got June. So if you go June,
Correct.
July, August, September, October, November, December, are we not doing it that way?
Like 1995.
So you're at 76,000 then, right?
Woo.
See,
Because you really do have 7 months. You got to
Wait, but
count the full month of June.
I still said $65,000 for the rest of this year.
All right, so let's talk about your goal and what a stretch goal is.
Okay, yeah, I get
quick.
that.
Right. So my goal is 65. My stretch is 76 because 76 is actually equivalent to your 140 if we had planned out the year. That means you should have already made part of that money, and this is what you got to make for the rest of this year, right? So you guys need to figure out your own specifics on what that is. For this example, you're going to do 76,000. You're going to earn $76,000 in 2024 for the rest of this year. All right. Now, in order for us to know how much we actually have to earn, we have to start calculating expenses and cost of sales. Mary Beth, this is as a team leader. This is like her world where she's like, let's set your goals. So what's the difference between expenses and cost of sales?
Yeah, so your cost of sales are your cap, your franchise fee. Expenses are your board dues, your MLS, your office bill, any other expenses you want to toss in there. Maybe you're, putting in your mileage, vehicle expense. If you're doing any lead generation, which you should be tossing something back into your business, that goes on the expense side.
So per MREA, we normally do a 30-30-40. 30% expense, 30% cost, 40% is your profit. When it comes to an individual agent, Mary Beth, what do we change that to? It's more of a 20, 30, 60 or something like that because their cost. So for simplicity reasons, we're just going to keep it at 30-30-40. So Jerry Lynn, what's 30% of the 76,000? Since you got that calculated.
Yeah. Hold on. Now you're like, now you're asking me.
Now the calculator don't want to work for you.
22,800.
So 30% expense, 30% cost of sale. Now, as brand new agents, as low producing agents, your expenses and cost of sales are not going to be this high. They're just really not going to be this high. Okay. Now, granted, you've got to recalculate a little bit. One is going to be higher than the other because you got to take in consideration your cap and your market center. That is the full expense. Now, my market center is $24,000 in a cap, so those numbers don't work for me. However, for right now, we're just going to use these numbers at the 30% mark just to give you guys the example of what's going to happen. Now, next part about this is, what is your business makeup? In other words, what is your focus, buyers or sellers or renters, leases? What type of business do you want to run? Who wants to run a listing business where you focus on sellers? Who wants to run a buyer business? So Jalen, what's your ratio that you want to focus on? You want more sellers or more buyers?
Well, I would like more sellers, but I think just right now, in the way that being realistic about where I am and being new, I'm probably gonna think I'm gonna have a higher buyers and sellers.
Limiting belief or real?
Not real. I don't know. You tell me.
I can't tell you. That's not how that works.
I know. I don't think it's limiting. I'm just saying that I think it's 70-30 is in a market. The market is here. I think it's, to be realistic, I have to increase buyers.
Okay. There's a question there,
Mhm.
and you don't need to answer it, but I want everyone else to think about it though. Is what takes more time to work with, sellers or buyers? I think Annie just mouthed buyers to me where she was saying something else, but I don't read loops, so I'm not sure. Okay, gotcha. Buyers. So in your guys' situation as a dual career, what makes more sense for you to focus on and put effort into?
Sellers.
Because they take less work. They don't take less work. They take less time out of your life, right? Buyers are out and about running around. Who works till 5 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday? All right, I want to go see a house at 5:30. How happy are you right now? I just saw Lydia. I saw the eyebrow raise when I said that. Look, it's what we got to do in order to be in the business. And if you're going to commit, you're going to commit. We'll go back to the video we watched on Monday. Are you interested? Or you committed? If you committed, you're going at 5:30. Matter of fact, I'd rather go at 5:30 when I leave work. I'd hate to have to go home and then convince myself to leave again after being out all day long. So there is some method to that madness. Yet if I'm just going on a listing appointment and I know I'm only going to be there for about an hour and I can go home, right after that, I'm going to be a lot happier than spending the next 2-3 hours trying to show houses. Now, this time of the year, nobody's upset about it. The weather's good, sun's out to 8 o'clock at night, everything's fine. When winter gets here, my North people, Michigan, right? And he has no idea what it's like. It just gets dark down there, period, in South. It don't get really cold, but it gets dark, like real dark, right? But then when it's wintertime, I'm less likely to work with those buyers. I'm like, can we wait till the weekend when the sun's out and I feel like alive? So for this example, I'm going to give you a 50-50 ratio. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I personally, this is my thing. I do not count tenants in my equation for my income. I just don't. Any guesses at why? Any thoughts on why I don't count them as part of my income?
No.
You only
Very-
get paid from them once.
What's that?
You only get like commission once, and sometimes they don't pay commission or whatever that little rental fee is.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, on average, our people are making about $300 on the renter sides. However, Randy, quite contrary. Randy put in the comment section that they are my focus. That's actually quite the contrary. Renters, they're not my top priority. I do not shy away from them. I do not reject them. Matter of fact, I do have a small plan in place to focus on them because they are what?
They're
Potential
future
buyers.
buyers. Future buyers.
Future buyers. Annie's going to find that mute button so she can actually speak to me sooner or later tonight. So I think that's what you are mouthing, right? So yeah, they're future buyers. Here's the other thing too. Out of all the renters I've worked with, I've only put one in a rental property. All the rest of them I flipped into buyers. So I have a purpose because most of your renters that are renting just don't know what they don't know. However, they are variable because I don't get a lot of them and I have a high conversion rate into buyers. I'm leaving it like this. And for the little bit of money that I make, it's kind of a bonus. I'm going to get a Starbucks coffee finally. Can't afford it otherwise without a renter, right? All right. Now, each of you, this is going to be different for you. What is your average commission per unit? So what is the average sales price in your area? Who knows their average sales price in their area?
I think I have a good idea.
You think? What is it? What do you think the average sale
I think
price
it's
is?
$350,000
Okay.
in the whole area.
Is that low or high, Andy? You look shocked by that. 350, is that good or bad for you? What's everybody else's?
Mine's 440.
Or okay. We got to know what they are, though. That's the biggest thing. If we don't know what they are, then we're going to have a problem in calculating this next step. So at
There's a
350,
big variance in our area. There's a big variance as
there's
you
still an average.
Albany. Yeah, it's still an average.
There's still an
'cause, yeah,
average, right? I don't care if you got a big area that's doing 700s, an area that's doing
Yeah.
200s. What's the average sales price in your area? Now, what's the average commission in your area? Are we talking 2%, 2.5%? Are we getting threes? What's our average commission that's going out right now? See, Annie said 2. Peace out, sister. Oh, whoa, 3. 3. Let's talk about 3 for a second. Because I'm excited about that. Jenny, how do you find what? What's the average commission agents are getting paid? How much?
Seller or buyer? Seller or buyer?
Average commission. It's an average.
So it's probably
And
like
it can,
3.
well, I guess it can change, right? But for the most part, whatever your sellers are getting, whatever your listing agent's getting, your buyer agent's probably getting the same thing. Because on average, the commission is
3.
split, right? Jenny, talk to your local, talk to your market center. Those numbers should be available. And you also should have those from your state board and your local boards. They should put out your average sales prices as far as commissions go. You currently, keep in mind, folks, I'm going to say this, currently, you can probably pull that data from your MLS as far as commissions go. Moving forward, you're not going to be able to because obviously it's not going to be part of the MLS. So moving forward, you're going to have a hard time knowing what an average commission rate is. But in general, so what you're going to learn is what is your average commission. So if you've already done 2 transactions, what's the commission you've got on both transactions, and then what's your average, right? So you're not necessarily going to know the industry average. You're going to know your average. So at 350, Jerry Lynn, what's 2.5% of 350?
$8,750.
All right. So we have to put in our average commissions. So on average, if you got a 350 house, the average commission is 2.5%. That's what your average is going to be. Note over in here, your profit goal is 76. Your monthly profit goal is 63. Your business makeup is 50-50. Here's your average. What you actually need to earn is $121,000 in the next 7 months in order for you to make $76,000. Do we understand why?
Yeah, because of your cost of sales and expenses.
Correct. We're adding these in, and then after everything comes out, which was the cost of sales, the bottom that we're going to end up with is at 76. So once I get this set here, I'm just going to hit continue. Here's where the fun comes in. There's also when the panic sets in. I need you all to pay very close attention to this when it comes to command. Command has predetermined conversion rates. What's a conversion rate?
I know what a conversion rate is, but I'm not sure what it means, like your lead conversion rate, meaning you only are going to 5% of your leads are going to generate something. Is I don't
Correct.
know.
So out of the number
Okay.
of leads I generate, I'm only converting 5%
Right.
into an actual contact. And out of the contacts, only 5% of them are going to be appointments. And I'm setting 75% of the appointments. I'm holding 75% of the appointments I set. I'm getting 75% of the agreements from the appointments I actually hold. And then I'm getting 75 contracts or pendings from those agreements. The preset in here is 5%. I promise you, None of you are at 5%, and nor do you want to be, because the numbers will freak you out. You can change these though. So right up here, there's a spot that says set individual. I'm going to click on that, and now it's going to take my leads and it's going to allow me to set my conversion rates that I have. If you are brand new, I recommend 50%, because I don't think anybody's doing less than 50% conversion. If you talk to 10 people, 5 of those people are probably going to be somebody you're going to continue to talk to. Okay, on average, right? If you
Wait, say that
know,
again. Say that again, Matt. Your voice kind of dropped. So 50%.
50% of the people you speak to are going to continue to talk to you. So if you talk to 10 people, 5 of those people, you should have start some type of relationship. That's where we have that two-way conversation. Now that's on average. I might talk to 10 people and nobody talks to me. I might talk to 10 more and everybody talks to me. I might talk to 10 and get 3. I might get to 10 and 8. But on average, half the people I talk to should be able to turn into a contact. So you guys starting today need to start tracking that. So you need to track the activities you're doing, how many people you're talking to, how many people you're turning into a contact, from just like, hey, here's my information, give me a call when you're ready to buy a house, to, hey, Kelly, it's Matt. We met last week at the ice cream shop. Yeah, you got that strawberry and I got that chocolate chip cookie dough. Yeah, mine was pretty darn good. I ate the whole thing before I got in the car, matter of fact. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you because well, first, thanks. Thanks for hanging out and talking to me. And I know you said you were interested in buying a house and not so far down the road. So I'd love to get a chance to set up some time with you. So I have some availability this week, say Thursday at 3 o'clock, or I can meet you Saturday at like 4 o'clock. Does any of those work with you? So once I have that two-way conversation, that's my contact. And you should be able to get at least half the people to talk to you. What do you got, Jalen?
Where does your sphere of influence or the contacts you already have come into this?
Those are your existing. Mary Beth, you want to, I saw you kind of speak up. You want to hit on that?
Yeah,
She was-
so yeah, it comes down to your leads and then the contacts. So again, if you're running your business from the leads where you have the 5%, the reason why they've got that, if you're running like internet leads and you're converting at 5%, that's actually fantastic. That's a fantastic conversion, even though it sounds horrifying. That's why you'll see the funnel's really big, and you get those leads in, and the ones that come down, like you might think, gosh, out of 1,000 leads, I'm only going to convert 5. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Yes. And so with your sphere, what you should get, and we'll get to this in a minute, but every one of you guys in here should be looking at your sphere of influence and the contacts of people who know you, like you, trust you. They should be at and this is going to maybe sound small to you too, but it's actually very big, is it should be at about 6.5% conversion. So out of 100 people that are in your sphere, you should expect 6.5 pieces of business. Either they are actually doing the business or they're referring to you. So that will come into play as you move forward in these goals. And, we can really define this down, Matt, at a higher level with the business planning. That's why we do the business planning clinic. There's 2 different ways to get your business, is to do it with leads or to do it with people that you already know. And just from a conversion percentage, it's much, much higher with the people that know you, right? Because you don't have to create that relationship with them. With the lead, it's going to take just a lot more to get where you want to go as far as conversion and actual closed business.
Correct. And as far as this funnel goes, this is going to be your SOI as well. But you have to understand, your SOI are your contacts. You've already got a relationship with them. These are the people that already know you and like you and hopefully trust you. They just don't know they want to work with you yet. What the leads are the people that don't know you, or they kind of know you, they just don't like you and trust you yet, that they're talking to you. So your SOI calculates in there here as well. But as far as conversions go, and that's why, if you notice, to be honest, your appointments set and your appointments kept, they jump up to 75%.
Mhm.
This funnel is more about leads to contacts, being these are the people you haven't met yet, and then you're turning them into Mets. These are people you're starting to have relationships with. Now, on this chart, if you note here, it says listings, buyers, and lease. You can set conversion rates for each part of your business. So if you have the 50-50, like the scenario we're using here, then do I have a better conversion rate with buyers, or do I have a better conversion rate with sellers? Based off of that, guess what's going to change in my goals? Probably my business model of sellers to buyer. If I'm connecting with buyers and I'm just crushing it, probably going to shift over to be a buyer agent and really focus on doing that. Compared to if I'm really crushing it with some sellers, I'm going to shift my focus to sellers, right? Or you're going to find that buyers take up too much time and you're going to shift over to being a seller agent anyways, right? So I'm going to leave this at 5%, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what it looks like with better numbers that you need to start tracking. All right. So
And
I'm
Matt,
leaving
can
everything.
I say one more thing real quick? So, the other thing is that if you're running your business with, because you might be new to the area, right? Somebody moves into the area, maybe you don't have a sphere of influence in that location, right? So you're going to have to build that, and maybe you're building it through open houses and leads, and obviously it's going to take more to convert what you want to, have in closed business. If you are running a sphere of influence database driven business, these ratios, when you get into like the pipeline and dragging that over and using the pipeline to track your appointments to active and pending and closed and all of that, you're going to see that they're different. So when we're doing this in our market centers and we say, if you're running a sphere of influence based business, your conversion rate might be with sellers 80% or even 90%. So 8 out of every 10 listing appointments you get because you're going on appointments with people that already know you, like you, trust you, right? So you might be at 80%. And then out of that, what's going to close, right? So you're always going to lose some. So in some years, Matt, we've done 80-80. Now the MREA goes a little bit more pessimistic, and this is a business plan. So you do want to tend to be pessimistic, because if you make it all sunshine and rainbows, you'll get to the end and you'll go, what the heck? I didn't hit my goals because I did it too flowery, right? So the good news is, if you're a newer agent and you don't know the numbers, use what they've got. There's a reason, guys. There's people that are smarter than us that are popping these conversion rates in, right? So if you don't know, leave them alone, but please use the pipeline. The pipeline in command opportunities pipeline is one of the greatest pieces of tech tool that you have at your disposal. And if you use that and you slide them across, it's going to calculate it for you. And you're going to know what your conversion rates are accurately for you.
And that's the big thing, is knowing your numbers.
Yeah.
To start, you guys are going to use averages for your area and for what's going on in your market center, because that's the known. As you progress through, and tracking your information in command is going to help you learn your conversions, so you know where your focus is. One of the things that I do like to cover at this point is, in the goal setting period, is if my leads that I capture, if I capture 1,000 leads and I'm only converting 5% of those leads, what's the number one thing I can focus on to improve that conversion? Well, there's kind of two, but they go hand in hand, really, right? But one is my talk tracks. What's the conversation I'm actually having? And the second is the touch. How many times am I having that conversation, right? How many times am I reaching out with that lead to have that conversation, and it's the right conversation to create them into a contact, and then so on. And that's one of the things you're going to find when you go through your goal setting and track your numbers, that if you're having conversion issues, most of the time it's going to be your conversation, the talk track you're having, and or it's the number or frequency of your contact to get to have those conversations. Okay. So we're going to use the defaults. Like I said, I'm going to hit continue in command. It's going to give me an overview. I'm going to go, yes, this is what I want to do. And then I'm going to say, set my goals. Of course, something went wrong. It's command. It's live. It's supposed to happen like this. If it doesn't happen like this, then we're not doing something. My storms are coming. See if I can get it to load, because I want to show you what this looks like when this shows up. Yeah, Annie, there's something definitely going on, and I did not realize this was going on. However, I have another way to do it if it won't load for me to give you, here we go. Here we go. Now we're coming back. All right, so I'm going to get back into goals. Once I set my goals, it should take me back to here. Here's where I want to take you to is the bottom of the goals page in your reports. You see this funnel right here? See my 5% here, my 5% here? In order for this number, 121,600 to happen, how many leads? Can you guys see that? How many leads does it say I have to have? I'll read it to you because I can't see it either. 17,568 leads. That means you got to talk to almost 18,000 people in a year in order to close 14 units at a 5% conversion rate. Who wants to do that?
Isn't that
No?
a small
Yeah.
country?
Yeah, Charlie, yeah, it is actually. It could be a small country. I don't want to do that, right? So knowing what my conversion rate is going to change that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here real quick.
That's 47 people a day, by the way.
Now, 47 people a day is not an unheard of thing. However, in your situations as dual career people, is 47% realistic? Right? I mean, it could
47.
be if you're talking to everybody in your Facebook group and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to change this to 70%. Because these do come out to be a little bit more realistic numbers, in my opinion.
And honestly, my focus is going to be in houses just in the area that I'm in, out of my whole region, is going to be higher than what is there.
So your price point is higher than the average right now.
It's
is what we're
going to
talking
be just by where I am and where I'm focusing.
about. Okay. Now, again, keep in mind, that's what changes everything is that price point, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going to go back into my goals now. Now look at this. Now I got a 70% conversion rate in here. It says that I need to meet 90 new people. And out of those 90 people, 62 of them are going to become contacts. 44 are going to set appointments with me. 32 are going to keep the appointments. 24 are going to sign agreements with me. 18 of them are going to go under contract. I got a number 4 fallout. I'm going to close 14 units at that average sales price, earn my 121 with my expense and cost of sales for me to earn $76,000. So knowing your numbers and what your conversions are is one of the top priorities that you need to figure out as an agent.
Matt,
With your mentor. Go ahead.
can we change the average price to just see what that does?
That's going to change everything because you won't need as many houses. Without
Right, I
going
know.
through it, I can tell, right? So
Yeah,
what's your
I
average?
know that too, but I just was like,
What's your average sales price? What's your average sales price of where you want to target?
it's I say $450,000. It's probably over that, but I'm just saying 450 because there'll be some.
All right, 2.5% of 450 is what? I think it's 10.5.
What did you say?
I think it's 10,500. I think something like that. So if you're going to go up from 87 to $10,000, you're going up $3,000. You're going to cut your sales down from 14 units to 12 units or 11 units. You're only going to knock off 2 or 3 units probably because you still have to get to 121, right? But play with your numbers in here. That's the important part. And start tracking your conversions because your conversions are where it's at of every minute of every day. Knowing exactly what we've got as far as our conversions go, it's going to dictate your results and your success. Okay. Questions on setting your goals in here?
Yeah.
Are we excited?
Favorite
Yeah.
Matt, can you repeat how you as you were reaching out to your friend that you met a week ago, can you read say that one more time?
All right, so I'll do my best, and let me give you guys fair warning. I'm a fast thinker. I think on my feet, and I can never repeat myself after I say it. So if there's a nugget I drop, you better start writing one down when I start talking scripts. I honest to God, it's what I do on a regular basis. And people look at me and go, "Say it again." I go, "I don't even know what I just said." However, that particular one, Charlie, is an easy one. That's just me reaching out. Like I said, "Hey Kelly, it's Matt. We met last week at X, wherever that is. First, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And I know, and then you go into the scenario. So I know you said you were thinking about buying a home. I'd love to sit down and talk with you about it. And I found that when my clients sit and see how I'm saying it completely different than that last time, because I'm adding the other little oomph to it, if you will. Um, All right, so I see now Kevin's got me distracted with the comments here. I know you said you wanted to buy a house, and I have found that my clients, when they sit down with me for 15 to 20 minutes and talk about a plan, have greater success in their sales experience or the purchasing experience. So, what do you say we get together Thursday at 3 o'clock, or I can meet you on Saturday around 5, 3, whatever time it may be? So, my whole goal is to set the appointment at any chance I get. And even after I meet with her or him or the couple, whatever the situation may be, then that's where your challenge is going to come in on that. All right. So one thing about technology, Kevin, you found it out. And if you didn't know it, I apologize because it's typically one of the things I cover. First and foremost, you are not going to use Command Core. Command Core is the web base. It's on the website. You are not going to use Command Core on a mobile device such as an iPad or a tablet. You're only going to use it on a desktop or a laptop. Period. Secondary, you're only going to use Google Chrome. So Kevin, I see you mentioning all the Apple products. Get out of Safari, get in Chrome, and you're going to have better success. The only way you're going to use Command on the go, whether it be on the iPad or on your phone, then you're going to use the Command mobile app. Does everybody have the mobile app on their phones? Does everybody know what the mobile app is? Not seeing a lot of hands.
Yes.
All right. So the important thing about the mobile app is you can do most of what you want. You can run your entire business from the mobile app. You're not going to set your goals in here. You can actually run your business. Okay. And I'm going to give you some resources in the last half hour of where you can go to start really mastering the technology and learning the difference between the mobile app and Command Core, which is the desktop, and the consumer app. I am going to touch on this. I know it's going to be in one of the other classes coming up. Yeah, I want to make sure you guys understand the mobile consumer app. It is the app that has the white background and the red letters to it. If you have it on your phone, it is not for you. It is a consumer app and it is for the consumer to use. Now, I'm not telling you not to have it on your phone. What I'm telling you is don't get it mixed up with Command Mobile, because I've had a lot of agents that come to me going, "Hey, the app's not working." And I start talking to them and then I realize they're not even in the right app. So there is a difference between the two of them. All right. Who wants to learn how to track your activities in Command and on the go with simplicity so that you know if you're on track and if you're reaching your goals or not? Okay, here's the first thing we need to do. We need to go into settings inside of Command. As you see, we got all these profiles, but we're going to go into settings inside of Command. Yes, Patrick, you're going to share that consumer app with everybody you know. Matter of fact, this is an unpopular opinion, and people judge me when I do this. However, I do not carry physical business cards with me ever. There's a couple reasons why. One, you have a QR code in Command Mobile. As long as your marketing profile is set up, which I'm going to jump into a second to point it out to you to make sure you guys are doing that as well. As long as your marketing profile is set up and complete inside of Command Mobile, there's a QR code that you can share and give to the consumer. And Patrick, I use Blink as well, because Blink also allows them to share information back. However, and what I said earlier about when I get into talk tracks and I start doing scripts, this is one of those ones you want to write down. This one I'll warn you, this one I do know, and this one I can repeat. My biggest thing is the consumer app. So Annie, will you play with me? Annie's like, I don't want to play with you, Matt. She's been mouthing to me all night, so now she's actually got to talk to me. So Annie and I meet, right? Well, let me ask this question. How many of you guys have ever been in a sales conversation that you did not want to be in? What was your way out, Ben? What's the one thing you said to the person that was sales pitching you or having the conversation? What's one way to get out of it and not hurt their feelings?
You're asking me?
Yep.
I don't think I'm the right person for you. I may not be qualified enough.
Okay. What about the old adage of you got a business card and I'll call you?
Sure.
How many people have done that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How many of you have given a business card out to somebody? Yes. How many of you have received a business? How many of you have said, Annie, can we talk about this later? You got a business card so I can call you? Right? Or let me ask, Annie asked me and I give her my business card. Annie, when I give you my business card, what happens to it? Be honest.
Trash.
How many have done that, right? You're walking down, you're like, I don't need this, right? Ladies, you find it 6 months later in the bottom of your handbag, right? Guys, we find it in our pants in the laundry or something like that, right? It just, we don't do anything with it. So my talk track is that, well, I can't do it on this new computer yet. My talk track is, so Annie, ask me that question. Just say hey to me, like you're trying to get rid of me and ask me for my business card.
Ask you for your business card?
Yeah, you don't want to talk to me. So you're like, hey, Matt, can I get your business card and we'll talk later?
Oh, sure. Hey, Matt, can I get your business card? I'll
So, Annie,
talk
I would
later.
love to
I don't have time.
You know what? That's awesome. And I respect that. Honestly, I actually gave out my last business card to the last person I talked to. However, right here, I have my mobile app. It's got all my information on it. What's a good number I can send that to you at? That way, when
Oh.
you're ready to talk to me, you can contact me.
That's great. I'd love to have it in my phone.
So now I'm actually going to go into Command Mobile, and I typically would be able to share my screen, but since I'm working off the new laptop, I can't do it yet. I'm going to go into Command Mobile, and in the upper left-hand corner where my profile picture is, if I click on that, I'm going to get the business card. From here, I can have them scan that. Yes?
Yes.
Is that good or bad?
That's a great thing.
That's a great thing. Do you know what's better?
It's
When
better
I
you
go-
have their phone number and send them the contact.
Right, because what are we in? We are in the lead. Are we in lead generation
gen.
or are we in lead capture? So if I give them my contact, I just created a lead. If I get their phone number, I just created a what?
A lead.
A contact.
A
'Cause now
contact.
I have the ability to create that two-way conversation. Before they're in complete control, I have no control whatsoever. So first off, here's the challenge. And Annie, you tell me if you felt this or not. You asked me for something. I was giving you what you wanted, just not in the way you asked for it. So how likely is somebody to go, yeah, no, I don't want that? Because now they have to either, I don't know, Ben, you're like me, you're pretty direct. I'm gonna go, yeah, I don't need another app. Forget that. Just, have a nice day and I'm walking away, right? However, most people are going to be put in a situation of I asked for something and you're giving me what I asked for, just in a different format. So when you sit there and say, well, Annie, I'd love to give you my card right now. All I got with me is my app and I'd like to share it with you. What's a good number? Oh, by the way, open up that app, right? And I apologize not being able to share this tonight. Normally I'm able to share it. Open up that app, the consumer app, and get into it and show them right in that app where all your contact information is and your bio is, right? And just say, hey, what's a good number? Remember, what we say is important. What's a good number I can send this to? So now Annie's going to give me a phone number. So now Annie and I just met and I got her phone number.
Yeah. The first time I did it, that's exactly what I did. I texted it. So
So that's important because if we're not doing that, I'm not capturing information, right? All right.
Hey, can we talk 1 second about the mobile app? There's a word that describes a mobile app. It starts
Good.
with S and it ends with Y. And there's an X and an E. It's sexy. I was just down at in Hollywood, Florida with Jeff Glover doing his lead up, and you know, I whip it out wherever I am. You guys, this is nationwide. So you might think, well, I know a bunch of people in a different state. Have them download your mobile app. If they go on that mobile app in their area and they click, ooh, I have questions about this or I want to see it, it's coming back to you. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, Ben, I see that you clicked on that property. I'm going to partner with you with the best agent in town. What are you looking to do? Tell me more about what your goals are. That's number one. But number two, I was texting this back, Matt, to my leadership team. I'm like, guys, when's the last time you've been in this mobile app? If you guys haven't been in this mobile app in a minute, it is dialed up. It is, I'm going to tell you right now, like, Zillow's got nothing on it because you know what Zillow is? It's a bunch of junk and garbage and ads and distractions. It's ours is so much cleaner. And it shows
no pop-ups, none of that nonsense.
Yeah, like you need to go in there and just get excited about this. And then, like Matt was saying, push the button to share that out. It'll share it out via text and people will download it and just say it's GPS driven. If you're in front of a house, boom, it pops right up. So you get to know it. And then the other thing I love about it is the open house capability that's also GPS driven. So it will pop up open houses right when you open it. There's a bunch of different things, but it's fantastic.
You can't go wrong with it.
Nope.
There's so many little features in it. We have a home valuation feature in it
Yep.
now. Also, you got to keep in mind the consumer can request information on that property and they can also request a showing with that app.
Yep.
Now, here's the other thing. How many of you guys, and I'm going to get back into the tracking of your stuff for your goals. How many of you guys set up auto emails for your clients, mainly for your buyers? Your MLS probably has an auto email that goes out. You create a search criteria. You set that up, right? I see Leah shaking her head. You set that up and it goes out to your consumer, your client, every morning, every day, whatever parameters you set for that email to go out, right? You guys have done that or know of it if you haven't done it? Yes? All right. How is your consumer getting notified of new listings and things like that from that MLS? I just said it. They're receiving what?
Emails.
An email. Do you know on average how long it takes somebody to respond to an email?
Depends.
Minimum
we
is
check
90
it.
minutes.
Yeah.
Minimum is 90 minutes. The max is like 3 days. Like it's such a drastic change. Do you know what the response time? Jamal said a week. Do you know what the response time is with a text message? Like 90 seconds.
Immediate.
Right? Now here's the funny part. You can mimic. This isn't a or factor. This is an and factor. Keep your MLS drips going with that search criteria. And get in the contact card of your contact that has your app, set a saved search up for them or show them how to set the saved search up because you know what they get when that happens? I'm pretty sure I got one on here. If I, yep. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You get a push notification right to the phone. It says open house. You know what happens when they click on the push notification? It goes straight to the consumer app and opens that notification for that open house or whatever that update is in that search criteria. Are they more likely to look at that push notification or your email first?
The push.
Don't sleep on this app. It's actually pretty amazing. All right, back to tracking your goals. That was a good sidetrack. Do you guys like that? That was a little bit of a sidetrack, but it was good stuff because that's one of my favorite things to talk about. All right. First thing we got to do is we got to get inside of settings. When we get in settings, we're going to go over here where it says command settings. Under command settings, we're going to go to where it says reporting. When you get to the reporting, there's this great little tab here that says activity tracking. This is how you're going to hold yourself accountable. By the way, self-accountability doesn't exist. We are terrible at it. Get yourself an additional accountability partner. Please, I beg of you, if not 3. Right, Beth, how many accountability people is Jeff using to keep himself accountable for stuff? Because it's not just one.
No, it's like 1 per category that he has.
Right, one for role play, 1
Yep.
for calls, 1
yeah.
for appointments.
Yep.
So when you get in here, you're going to have to go up to the very first thing, and it says enable tracking reminders. It's over here on the right side, a little toggle switch. Make sure it's green. When you turn this on, you're going to be able to set reminder notifications for yourself. Okay? Send daily reminders. The first one comes out. You got to set your time zone inside of command also. It's a new feature that we have to set your time zone preferences. It should be set. If it's not, make sure you get in there and set it. It's a simple aspect. However, set your thing. I get an email every day at 9 o'clock in the morning, and my email says, let me switch my share and I'll show you what it says because I actually have it up. This is what I get right here. My email pops up and it says, happy Thursday. Let's start fresh. There's my command notification. Okay. And it says, how's your day going? We can't wait to hear about it when you're ready. When I click this tab, I do not need to sign into command in any way. But when I click into this tab, it's going to open a tracking form. I'm going to be able to go in and say, I'm reporting my numbers from May 23rd. You can go backwards. You can only go back for 7 days. So if you guys start this today or tomorrow, you can go back and record for the past 7 days if you want. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to record today. It starts off super simple. Smiley face or a sad face. Did you have a good day or a bad day? How you feeling about your day? I'm feeling pretty good about my day. I got 3 hours with Jeff and got quite motivated, which helps me bring the energy to you guys. All right. How much time did I spend lead generating today to find new clients? How many hours did I put in? I didn't put any in today, I'm not going to lie. However, let's say I put 3 hours of lead generation time in. Whatever time you actually dedicated to finding new clients. Keep in mind, if you're doing open houses on the weekend, there's 2 to 3 hours right there, depending on how you run your open houses. Matter of fact, Jeff gave me an amazing aspect behind his open houses today, but I thought was quite wonderful, to be honest with you. How many people did I talk to today? So now I'm going to go in here and say I talked to 5, I talked to 10, I talked to 30, I talked to whatever. I'm going to say I talked to 15 people. And then what did I do to find them? Where did I find them at? Well, we have a DTD2 schedule that we're supposed to keep. So I should be at least talking to 2 or 3 people a day based on whoever answers the phone. So I'm going to say I did SOI touches. And I did some social media. I did some texting. And then I went out and did some door knocking before these thunderstorms showed up here tonight for me. Is everybody I spoke to in my database? Yes or no? I'm going to go no. There's a few people I spoke to that I wasn't able to capture information from. How many appointments did I go on today? Or I'm sorry, did I set today? Did I set any buyer appointments or any seller appointments? Yes or no? How many? I'm going to say 0 for both. Oh, I got presets in here from doing it before. So I'm going to follow that. I had 1 seller appointment. I set. How many did I actually go on? I went on 1 buyer appointment because it was already set. And I went on 1 seller appointment because it was already set. Any agreements? Nope. Nobody signed with me. Did I get any contracts written today? Nope. Did I have anything closed today? Nope. Then I'm just going to say submit. What command's going to do, it's going to come back and tell me, hey, based on your activities, you're on track to earn about $1,200 in the next 2 to 3 months. How close am I to that 76,000 we just set for Jerry Lynn? not working out pretty well, is it? So what's that mean I got to do? I got to increase my activities, right? Now this shows up. Let me change my share, get back to my other screen for you guys.
And Matt, I mean, that
Yep.
feature is dynamite.
It's huge, and
Dynamite.
why people don't use it is beyond me.
Yeah.
And it's self-accountability. This is where
You
you need
want to know
accountability
something,
partners.
guys? If you have that special person in your life that you know is going to get all up in your business and be like, what'd you do today? And you go to them and you say, hold me accountable. Maybe it's a child, maybe it's a partner, a spouse, whatever, somebody from the office. And, don't BS this. Put in real, actual what you're doing. And so powerful, because I think left to your own self, it's not as powerful as if you're going to be sharing this with somebody that's going to take a look at it, right?
Right? This is something that you should be setting every week, a new goal for yourself or monitoring every week. So if you only spoke to 20 people last week and you know that wasn't enough, and you're going to make it 30 this week, tell somebody, right? Patrick, I got to talk to 30 people this week. I need you to call me every day asking how many I spoke to, right? Lady Gaga, I'm calling you every day and telling you, did you speak to 10 people today? Right? Because I got to make sure that you're on track.
Yeah.
You're welcome, because you ain't smiled yet, so that's why I did that. So you're going to get this email every morning, okay? Based on this setting right here. I can also go in and say, okay, when is my cutoff? Every night I need to record my activities, okay? The system's going to tell me, I'm saying by 8 o'clock, I have to have all my stuff in. If my stuff's not reported, then 8 o'clock, I'm going to get another email that says, hey, I'm going to get another email that says, hey, it's time to record your activities. I can also have subsequent emails come out every 30 minutes after that. That's a little excessive. By the way, keep in mind, if you do too many, you're just going to ignore them and you're never going to meet them. So I would at least just have the one in the morning to say, hey, because you can always in the morning set your goals from the day before, because you can go backwards. You start putting too many reminders in, it might not work. Some of you with the different personality types, you're going to get the one email, the high C's, you guys are going to answer it right away, right? My high I's, this isn't going to entertain you. You're going to be out doing something else, but you need to get in here and do something with it, all right? You can also status your work days. What days are you getting these emails? You can also put days off in here. You're entitled to days off, right? What's coming up on Monday? What weekend this is? Yeah, Memorial Day weekend, by the way.
Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you for you all being here. The rest of them already taken off, I think. So, but that's okay. So set your activity tracking in here. The reason we do that is because now I'm going to go back into the reports applet, and I can go right in here to where it says activities. And from my activities, I can now start looking at what I've done. What have I done? Right here. Here's my activities for this day. Looking at it from here, I haven't set anything in the other days. If I need to go back and submit an activity, I can click on it here and do it. But when I do these things, guess what? They feed into all of this. So based on my appointments and my leads, so down here, email, smart plans, neighborhood searches, calendar events, all of these activities are being tracked by that activity tracker. They're going to help feed into my appointment set, my appointment kept, my agreements, my under contracts, my closed. However, also inside of the opportunities applet, when I drag people through the opportunities, so when I get in here and I've got these 3 people under contract, as I drag them through the stages from cultivate to appointment to active to under contract to close, guess what? It helps me keep an eye on these activities. So each time I go into my report applet and I'm looking at my goals, and am I reaching my goals, right? Where am I at? That's all being fed by those tracking mechanisms. Okay. Questions?
Me,
Right.
I have a question. Hi, Matt. Thank you so much. We were just actually talking, me and my team, about this, utilizing command a lot more to track our activities. I have a question regarding when we do our DTD2 and we already have it set, all our DTD2s, and we go through our tasks for the day and we start checking them off. We spoke to them, we didn't speak to them, we wrote notes. Is there a way to track that? Does that get tracked?
So you're referring to if you're in a contact.
Like if we're doing our task, like if you're under, I
Your
think it's the,
tasks are not going to help you.
no. So if we're doing
No,
our DTD2, okay.
you're going to record this. Is the next place I was going to go. So it's a great lead into this. Where you need to be when you're doing your DTD2 is in the contact card. And inside the contact card, I can record my activities, such as, click on the wrong thing, notes, emails, calls, texts, meetings, and things like that. And I do that by clicking this little button down here or this one here that says add activity. I'm going to click on this. What kind of activity that I have? So if I made a phone call to this person, I'm going to click here. The date populates because I'm putting it in today, but if I got to go back and record something, I can. Then I'm going to write in my description of what that call was. I'm going to make a note about it. When I record this activity, the activity is going to feed into the tracking system for your goals. So it shows how many calls you've made and that you're on track. The same thing's going to apply if I go in here and say, hey, I'm going to do a text message. I can record that text message as an activity and put it in here. And then it's also going to appear in my timeline. The important part behind this is the fact that when I have it in the timeline, when the next quarter comes around for DTD2, and I'm calling Tucker, by the way, he's at my feet right now. Nobody laughed at that one. He is. So I have a rule of thumb on this too. You should have at least one, if not two people that are fake in your account. By the way, it's not a child. I mean, it is. It's just a big brown four-legged one. So it's my 100-pound lab. You should have at least two fake people. I say two fake people in your account. Both my dogs are in there, Dakota James and Dakota May. Tucker James and Dakota May. Sorry about that. And these are my people I use for testing. If I'm sending out text messages using Twilio, I can't use that on this because they don't have cell phones yet. They keep asking. I keep saying no, they're not old enough. But they both have their own emails because there's not a person on this call that doesn't have at least 4 emails. Am I right? At least 4. Where are my iPhone users at? There's one because there's your iCloud email, right? My Android people, there's your Gmail. Those of us that are old enough, where's your AOL at? Don't lie to me, right? Don't leave me hanging like this. I'm admitting to it. You got to admit to it. All right. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Right. You got your KW email, right? Who still got that old Yahoo account or Hotmail account or whatever it might? I had a client that had an Arrows account still. Arrows. Okay. I know. Look, I got 4. I see a Yahoo on there. It's just the nature of the beast. So use that for when you're sending out test emails and things like that, right? I mean, even one of my kids is in here just because and one of my emails, just so I had another person before I started using the dogs. So it's just kind of like whatever you can do for it, right? So record your activities in the contact card. Yes, your DTD2 schedule, your quarterly call plan is going to be a task that appears on the homepage. If you're doing it right, it should have a call task. And yes, you're completing that task, but you actually should be going into the contact card and recording the activity.
Contact card.
All right. Does that help, Angela?
Where's the contact card?
Your contact card is your contact. So if I go into contacts, yeah, any one of these people that I open up, that's the contact card. That's the information I put in here. Now, I want to go back real quick to Tucker here because Tucker's got like, I don't know, 12 or 13 transactions or something like that. I don't know. You see this right here from May 23rd?
Yes.
What's this say? Listing viewed with an address?
Yes.
Anything they do inside of that consumer app, you get to see what they're doing. As long as they've created an account and signed into that or your agent website, as they view properties and like properties, it appears in their timeline. So like the example I gave earlier when I was pretending I was calling Kelly as a follow-up, Let's say Kelly actually downloaded my app. By the way, that's a trigger when I see her create the account for me to call her just to say, hey, checking in, seeing how life's going. I know she signed into the app. I'm not going to tell her I know. That'd be creepy, right? Yet I know she did it. And I'm also noticing how often she's looking at properties. So, and what she's looking at. So if I see an increase in those views, guess who's getting more and more excited and more likely to do a transaction that I need to be in touch with? So this is where the consumer app becomes hugely beneficial to you and your business. All right. All
Can
right.
you see
Questions on the
that?
goal setting, questions on the activity tracker. Angela.
So, thank you for answering that question. I will relay that to the team tomorrow. We noticed this today, like we're seeing, I'm like, who's listing? What listing are they looking at? But I didn't get a notification. Can we set that up as a notification? Because if I'm not in that account, in that contact, I have no clue that they were looking at it. Like, is there a way
So you're not going to get notifications for the activities they do. You will get a notification if, let me see if I have it on here. So right here, you will get a push notification to Command Core and Command Desktop that if they logged into the account. You will not get notification every time they
are looking?
look at a property. You will get a notification, I believe, if they create a saved search list. More importantly, you're going to get a notification when, and I just did this with Tucker so I can find it real quick. You will get the notification when they send you a property inquiry, and you will get a notification when they send you a tour request. And that will come through on the Command Mobile app as long as you're signed into it. And you'll get it on the desktop. So for right here, right? So for example, let me clear my notifications on this. I'll give you guys an example of how that works. So I have no notifications on here at all, right? I'm going to go into a listing and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, get in touch with the agent. Excuse me. And it says, thank you. And it says, get in touch. Look at my screen right now. You see that number 1?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to click on that and guess what it is? Agent site notification. Contact message from Tucker. I'm going to view that. It's going to pop open and it's going to show me that today at 7:31, he had a property inquiry on this property. If I click on this property, it's going to pop open and it's going to take me to the website of the property so that I can see what it is and I can look things over. And then I can go ahead and do what I got to do to contact Tucker and have those conversations. Or let's say Tucker went in, requested a tour. When he requests a tour, he gets to choose the date he wants to go. He can choose the time of day he's available. He gets up to 3 options he can choose. And he gets to choose whether he wants to do live video or in person. I'm going to choose live video on this one just because. And then I'm going to submit this request. And if you note, there's my notification. That's how fast this comes through. It's on my phone, notification to the mobile app, and it's on my desktop. And when I click on it, it's going to say Tucker requested a virtual tour. Again, I click on it. It shows me right here. I view the details and it tells me this is the property he wants to see. He's available on Saturday 25th in the afternoon, and he wants to either use Zoom or FaceTime. So now it's up to me to see if I can meet those accommodations, set that showing up. I go out there, I call him on Zoom or FaceTime, and I show him that property.
I have a question, if I can ask.
Good.
Since we're on that page, do you ever feel like, I don't know if you guys dealing with that, do you ever get, leads through that, page and feel like those are not real leads? They're kind of like spam leads? Do you
On your agent website, yeah, there is something going on around right now that you are getting spam notifications. They're you know it when you see it, to be honest with you. The name is doubled up, typically Steven or something like that. So you can tell the difference between them. Some of them come in looking real. The only thing you get when random people sign onto your agent site is an email address. You do not get phone numbers. That's not something we're capturing yet due to TCPA. As a master of TCPA, and people don't like talk to me about it because they don't like what I tell them, but I know it inside and out. Matter of fact, a lot of your one pagers that KWRI is giving out are from me, just so you know. The only thing you do is email these people right now, and it's okay to go ahead and email that email that comes in. What you're going to get back is something that says they want to use WhatsApp. As soon as you get that, you're done.
Exactly. I'm dealing with one right now. So
There's nothing to deal with. As soon as they say WhatsApp, you're done. So that's
You're
nothing going to be scam. You're opening yourself up to some challenges with that. So that's a good question, and that's not something KW can control. That's just what the scammers do. They just randomly find sites. Hey, I'm a prince in wherever, and I got money to spend. Do you want to be my agent? And here, I want to work on WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm past. Thanks. So that's just one of those things you got to deal with. All right.
thank you.
Any other questions around goal setting, the activity tracker? We covered the mobile app a little bit. So anything else on those?
Are you gonna cover leads? Like, when you are in an account and you check it off as a lead? I don't know if you're gonna cover that down the road.
That's kind of in one of the other ones. I mean, what do you want? It's not a lot to know about it. You're either marking them a lead or not a lead. To be honest with you, that's really all it is. It's who's an actual lead. Default settings for leads come in when you run Facebook ads. So when we get into the Facebook ads and things like that, it's where you'll get definitely more of how those leads, not really how they're marked, but what to do with them. I don't find a benefit to marking them as a lead or not marking them as a lead personally. My rule of thumb is if I have somebody that is going to do business with me, has expressed in doing business with me, and they are 12 to 16 months out, I'm creating an opportunity. And they're going to live in my cultivate section of my opportunity. I'm not marking them as a lead. The reason is I've got a database of 5,500 and some people. That's the needle in the haystack. Going in, I got to filter it. Who did I talk to? Whatever the case may be. If they're 12 to 16 months out, maybe even up to 2 years out, they're getting an opportunity created and they're living in cultivate, because I can easily go into opportunities, open this, click on cultivate, and see who's in it, where they're at, go pull up their contact card, look at my notes, and follow up with them. Because they're already showing they want to do business, so they've earned the right to be there. Not every lead comes an opportunity. As Mary Beth mentioned earlier, that top of funnel aspect, a lot of your online leads are top of funnel, meaning that they're either never going to do anything, they're just curiosity clickers, or they're really, really far out. They're going to take a lot of nurturing. They're just going to live in my database. They're going to be on drip campaigns. They're going to be part of my DTD2 to follow up with. I'm going to do things with them. Those few, right, that less than 10% probably actually are interested and probably ready to start doing something. Those are the ones that I'm going to have more conversation with before I start the opportunity. Yet they're most likely going to end up as an opportunity, because again, all I have to do is open opportunities, look at my cultivate, and I got 10 people right here that are in cultivate that I should be talking to more than anybody else, because they're going to do business sooner than somebody else. I can't forget everybody. These are my hot people, so to say. Does that help? Okay.
Hey, Matt, are you gonna between today and next week, will we review referrals in Command as well?
Referrals will come up through the program. As we go
Okay.
through Ignite in general, it will be one of the things that gets talked about. Referrals
Okay.
is a great platform. It's just not on the list for tonight. It'll be, I have it kind of set up to be spoken about next week, possibly, or I have to go back and look at the outline in detail, but it will be in probably one of the next 2 weeks coming up.
All right, thank you.
All right, I said I was going to give you guys some resources. You guys ready? Right here, number one resource, answers.kw.com. This is your end all be all. Put it in the chat for you so you can copy it right there. Click on it, open the browser, put it in your save, put it in your bookmarks, write it down, get a tattoo. I don't care how you do it. This is your end all be all place to go. If you want anything about command and you want to learn how to master anything in here, go in here and ask. You can click right here on the command button once you get the answers. Each one of the applets is covered, so it doesn't matter what you're looking for. It's broken down by the applets. Or you can do a search. So for example, I can go in here and say, just type set goals and hit enter, and I'm going to get the help article, set or edit your goals in command. I'm going to click on that. That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a step-by-step guide, which looks exactly like what we just did with some explanations to it. Set your conversion rates, little GIF in here that moves around so you can see it. And there you go. There's setting your goals. All right. Anything you want, you're going to be able to get from there. Okay. Next, I should charge him for this. I legit should charge him for this. I think he's teaching one of the West Coast sessions, not one of the East Coast. If he was teaching East Coast, I'd tell you all that he's got to give me like 10%. Good old Marty Miller. Who knows Marty Miller? Anybody know Marty's name? Going once, really? Nobody knows Marty? Oh, all right. So thought I had it ready to go, but I didn't.
Who's Marty?
You're going to get into Marty Miller's YouTube channel. You're going to subscribe to it.
Okay.
Then you're going to go into his playlist here, and you're going to find his KW Command 66-Day Challenge 8.0. This is his most recent version. Click on View Full Playlist. Marty does. Who knows what the 66-day challenge is? I think we talked about this on Monday a little bit, right? Takes 66 days to create a new habit. Marty has taken this to the next level where you're going to go in and he goes out and he does a new video every day for 66 days. The fortunate thing for you guys is that they're all on YouTube. You can go back and watch them as much, as little, as often, at whatever you want to do. The other good thing is all of Marty's videos are about 7 to 10 minutes long. They're short, they're to the point, they're broken down. You can search for them by the name of them, what you're looking for. You can scroll through them and just find it based on the name, right? Creating custom fields, adding contacts, touring KW Command home screen, and so on. You can watch it as much as you want. My recommendation is you have 2 screens or 2 devices, one to watch Marty, one to copy Marty. Marty's link is in the chat for you as well, okay? Also, don't forget about our KWU tech people. If you go to getcommand.com, inside of getcommand.com, you'll be able to see some resources here. You can also schedule a demo. You can also go to our KWU pages and find the link to schedule with KWU people and actually do trainings. There's a lot of free versions out there you can get. There's also some paid versions. If there's something you feel like your market center really could use, go to your leadership and see if you can get a bunch of the new people together for one of these events. They're typically small groups, no more than about 10 people. So it gives you a lot of opportunity to engage directly with KWRI tech trainers and talk to them and share with them and get answers from them directly from the people that are building it out. All right. One more thing. KW has added AI to Command. Have you guys seen Quick, KWIQ yet? And he says yes. If you guys look at this screen right now, you're going to see this wonderful little tool right down here in the bottom right-hand corner. It's got the 3 stars to it, okay? Explore with AI. You can go in here and ask it questions, all right? This thing, and there's a couple pre-made prompts in here. What this AI is not directly built so much to teach you command as it is to help you in your business. Everything has been fed into this AI model from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, the One Thing, the Shift, and all of our playbooks that are out there. How many people are familiar with the playbooks that we've created for various things, such as open houses, social media? I can't even think of them all right now. All right. If you're not familiar with them, if you get in here and hit one of these prompts, it's going to take you to it. If not, just go to KW Connect right here in command. At the top of the page, you're going to see Connect. You click on that, browse all training. By the way, when you get to the browse all training, this is also where the KWU self-study courses are that you can get in here. And here are those classroom topics that you can get as well. And they all resonate around this. But if I go in here and just say playbook, for example, and hit enter and search, well, hit the wrong spot. Let's try it up here and see if that works, because that did not come up the way I wanted. There we go. That's better. So here are all the different playbooks. So if there's anything that you want to learn as far as your lead generation goes, by the way, each one of these playbooks shows you how to utilize it inside of Command. So for example, if you want to run seminars and I click on the seminars playbook, it's a PDF. You can download it. As you scroll through this, it's going to tell you about seminars. And then it's going to take you into what steps inside a command are going to help you do these things and what you can do with them as soon as I get to it. So right here, here's your plays. Plays number 4, sending text messages. So this talks about how to send text messages using Twilio, composing it and sending it. How to send a bulk text message with Twilio. Sending emails, single email versus bulk email. Now, hopefully they've kind of upgraded this because we have a new way of sending bulk emails. So I don't know if this has been updated. No, it has not been updated yet. So some of this might not work the way you really want it to, but this is what you want is this. Creating marketing materials, get you inside of designs. Post on social media, get you inside of this, campaigns. Paid ads, get you inside of campaigns. So not only do you learn about how to do seminars, but it shows you how to run them and get them up and to generate the attendance with it through command. All right. Questions, comments, excitement, joy, pain, sorrow, all of the above or none of the above. What do we got? I'm trying not to step on the dog that's underneath my feet. It's getting challenging. Give me some ahas, share some takeaways with me, some things you guys loved.
I like the ads. I mean, how do you? That's an aha for me. I mean, as far as running the ads, and can you run that on social media and things like that?
The paid ads are you're gonna be able to run across your platforms we have connected, and that's going to be in a coming tech class. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Make sure you're in all of our classes. You can run paid ads through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we have added TikTok.
Okay. Do you have an idea how much the paid ads run?
Paid ads are on a budget for you to choose how much. Facebook, Instagram, we don't really do a lot with Twitter. I would tell you not to do Twitter. So I'm sorry, I forgot about Google too. So you can run ads on Google. Google's a little bit more expensive. It's kind of like a set budget, but Facebook and Instagram are about $2 a day. You should run ads for no shorter period time than 5 days. If nothing's happening after 5 days, give up on it. It's all about the content more than anything else. TikTok's the one that we don't have feedback on yet. We just launched it a couple of months ago, and that is running, I think it was like $30 a day or something like that for TikTok ads, but we just don't have any I still don't have feedback on who's used it and what the success has or has not been. So
okay.
So can I give you an example of the ads? And there's a guy named JP. He's from Canada. He did 27.5 million in
wow.
I want to say, well, I know in his first year he did 37 transactions out of ads. And let me share with you what he did. He spent $1,000 $1,000 and he got 200,000 in GCI. And what he did is he said he did 2 sets of ads. We're tracking this with the Google, Matt. I agree with you. It's more expensive and we're not seeing, it's going to take longer to convert those. So if you guys are looking to accelerate your year, you know, it's the end of May, we're going into June. I wouldn't play games. I'd just get in there and I would, you know, we've always said to our agents, spend $3 a day for 10 days. Yes, you're going to get some leads, but if you've got some additional capital to throw at it, do it. And the carousel ads for the listings have been working really well. So you can reach out to your market center tech trainer. They'll help you with that. If anybody, you know, I can share my information in the chat also if you have questions on any of this, but 2 sets of ads. Now, this gentleman spoke 2 languages. So he ran 1 set of ads in English and he ran 1 set of ads. And I'm going to mess this up, so I apologize. This is not the actual language. There's a word for it, but like the Filipino language, does anybody know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of it. And that's
There
what
is a
he
term
ran.
for it.
It's called
Yep.
Tagalog. It's called Tagalog.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
Right. So he did 1 for both, and he got just out of that $1,000, $200,000 in GCI. So,
Wow.
Yep. And he runs his whole business through command, like everything is through command. And when you see the ease of this, when you set up these ads and then you set up automated smart plans, the smart plans launch immediately. And then you just do your human follow-up, you know, on top of that. But it's super powerful and compelling.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
Yep.
much for that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
You said you'll give me your information so I can
Yeah.
contact you? Okay.
Yep. I'm just going to pop it right in here to the chat.
While she does that, I am getting you guys set up for evaluations, please, because you guys know that we need those evaluations and we love to hear from you on what you guys took away from our sessions. So if you guys would please, as you have done in the past, please scan the QR code. I've included both my name and Mary Beth's name in there. And since Mary Beth is approved, she is in the drop down. So there is a place for instructor 1 and instructor 2 on the surveys. This course is different. It's a little bit, it's not true Ignite course because of the way we did it. So this is transforming your real estate career with KW Tech. So you're going to write that in the course title. So you'll go to the course title section, go to the drop down all the way to the bottom, and all the way to the bottom, it will say course not in drop down. And then you're going to type this course title in there. And then, of course, Mary Beth and I are both in the drop down. As I told you guys on Monday, there's 2 Matts. I'm the better looking of the 2. Sooner or later, Matt and the other Matt's going to find out I'm saying that, and he's going to start saying it, and then we're going to have a whole challenge. You guys aren't going to know who to pick. So, any other ahas or takeaways while you guys fill out this survey? We'd love to hear something else from you.
Just a quick question. Are you guys gonna share the recording? Because I unfortunately missed the first hour of it due to
Yep, the recordings. Alana takes care of the recordings. She's my partner in this. She takes those out and gets those out. So be on the lookout for them. Okay?
Super.
So,
who's excited about the technology now?
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the technology is amazing, I think. And I really like your takeaway about, you know, accountability partners. I think that's important in time blocking, you know, setting yourself up for success. Doing it every day or like you said, having days off and making that time. I think that's really important. At least it is for me.
There you go. I appreciate it.
What
else you guys got?
Okay. What'd you guys put for region? I'm just trying to fill this out.
Your region, whatever region you're in.
Okay, Virginia.
If you don't know your region, just make it up. Just pick something in the drop down. It's in there someplace.
Okay.
It's a virtual course, so it's just going to be all over the place.
Okay.
So
I'm in
who
Virginia
else wants to share a
too.
takeaway?
Who said they're in Virginia?
I did.
Oh,
Lady
where are
Gaga.
you?
I'm in Arlington, the Arlington
Oh,
office.
wow. Are you KW? Are you, yeah. Anyway, I'm in Virginia too. I'm in Midlothian.
Oh, down near Richmond.
Yeah, Midlothian office.
Okay. Yeah, we have Olivia went down there to our from
Yeah,
my
she's
office. Yeah, she went
yeah.
down there
Oh
to
yeah,
open.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I have to let her know that I saw you.
Yeah, please do. She signed me up.
Oh wow, nice.
Hmm.
So for you guys, I know I did not, so be mindful of your chat right now because I know I don't think I put my information in for you guys on Monday. I can't remember if I did or did not. So I'm going to make sure I get it in there for you guys right now.
Hmm.
So if you guys need anything from me,
Question: you you said to put that course not in the drop down, and
course
then
not in drop down, and then the course name is on the screen. It's going to be Transforming Your Real Estate Career with KW Tech.
okay.
I know they're long names. I was making them fancy when I was making them up.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Transform.
all right, Mary Beth's information is in the chat. My information's in the chat. Feel free to reach out to either one of us. Please take the minute to complete the surveys. Matter of fact, every night you guys attend, make sure you're doing surveys for all of our instructors. We want to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of information on how well we are doing to make sure we're giving you the best possible value we can. Also, keep in mind there is that little box in there where you can type things what you want. What I'd love to get in there is something that you took away from tonight, something you implemented, and then even any recommendations you may have for Mary Beth and I to improve upon our skills as trainers and presenters for Keller Williams University.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
guys so much. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. We got through
Thank
everything
you.
pretty quick. If you got any questions, I'm gonna stick around for a couple minutes. Feel free to stick around and ask whatever you need to ask, and I will get to anything that I can get. Other than that, we will see you guys on Tuesday. Monday's the holiday. We'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And I believe it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the next 2 weeks. And then we go back to the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule. So keep an eye on the schedule, be mindful of it. Check in with your coaches, your mentors, your team leaders, whomever you have as an accountability partner in your office. Make sure you're giving them feedback on the course. Make sure you're going back to them with any additional information or questions because each market center has some different rules and things around, different aspects. Technology is the technology. Also, make sure you find out who your tech person is in your market center. Not everybody actually has a tech trainer in their market center. They have somebody who knows enough and is willing to help people out. So if you don't actually have a tech trainer, then find out who the next person is or who your regional tech trainer is, because every region has one of those. So Peter, the schedule next week is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 8, those 3 days. What are the topics? I don't remember off the top of my head. I can tell you that Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the typical Ignite lecture. And then Thursday will be the next technology course, which is going to be on-the-go efficiency with Command Mobile. I'm sorry, that's not right. Did the wrong thing. Dynamic database and lead generation is what the tech part's going to be next Thursday. I didn't scroll this. Dynamic database and lead generation with KW Command.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mary Beth, you got a rock in here, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, but someone just said you rock.
Oh, that's
Yes, she did. Both of you guys did. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Mhm. You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Thank you.